This video is about the overnight experience. It lifts off pretty easily. I'm going to do it like this. It's amazing how much bigger this van feels than mine because it's one open style great room. So here's my impressions of this floor plan. Oh, guests, and I want your opinion because you've kind of done this.
What I would do, yeah, do like a desk, a standing desk, or
Oh, well, hello there. Thanks for watching this video. This is video number 2 of a 3-part video series. This video is about the overnight experience in this most popular camper van on the market today, the Winnebago Travato. And this is the best-selling floor plan in the entire camper van space. That would be the galley, where you're standing right now, 2 twin beds, and a wet bath, rear bath at the back of the van. If we're meeting for the first time, howdy. My name is Scott Watson. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Go Small, Live Large, all about van life. Van life travel, camper van tours, places to go in your camper van, and van life fellowship. If that's interesting to you, whether you have a camper van now or you're a wannabe, you're at the right channel. Please subscribe. And what you're going to see in this video is me finishing the workday here. I'm going to make some supper where you're standing in the galley, and then I'm going to go to bed, have a pleasant night of sleep, and then get up in the morning and we're going to have breakfast. That's the overnight experience in this Winnebago Travato 59K floor plan. And we want to give a huge shout out to Sunshine State RVs in Gainesville, Florida. Why? Because they lent me this van for the night. Pretty cool. You want to see the tour video that we did and released first, and that has pop-out specs. So if you're looking for the complete tour and specifications of this van, you'll want to see that video. We'll put it right here. And then you'll want to see video number 3. I'm going to give you a highlights tour. The 5 things I really like about this van, and the 1 thing, maybe 2, that I think Winnebago could do better. And I got to tell you right out of the gate, after spending most of the day in this floor plan, which I actually never really liked, I'm really coming to like this floor plan a lot. No wonder it's the #1 selling floor plan in the camper van space. So I've just finished up work for the day. I'm sitting with the cab seat spun around. This is my work surface. This is a Lagoon table. Been typing, doing Zoom calls. I've got my power plug here, and it's really a pleasant experience working here. This one has one massive open concept great room, as I call it. Never spent the night in a floor plan like this, so I'm thrilled to share this with you. I am famished. I've been working all day, been recording all day. So I'm going to spin this around. I'm going to put on a little mood lighting and maybe some music, and I'm going to make supper. You ready? So the first thing I'm going to do is move this Lagoon table to the Lagoon table mount by the bed. That will allow me to have supper over there. That's what I want to do tonight, and just free up this space a little bit. So I'm just going to park my iPad right here while it's charging. Really enjoy having a power pole right here. Move this off to the side, and I'm going to take it off in 2, maybe 3 steps. So I'm going to take the table off first, and it just lifts off pretty easily. I'm going to move it right over here. And then I'm going to move the entire apparatus here off of the mount. Slide it up like that, and we will put it over here. So these are very popular in the van space. I am not really accustomed to this because I have a permanent table in my van. So it just slips into the mount point. You just kind of give this a little tug, and I'll probably, let's see, is that about dinner height? The table just goes on, inserts into the hole. Let's just tighten that up a little bit. That's not bad. So I'm actually going to set the table as if you were dining with me. So 2 people, one can sit here, one can sit there, and I'm going to set this up for 2 people. And then what's on the docket for tonight for dinner is we're going to have chicken teriyaki, rice, and green peas. Again, the intent here is to see how this floor plan and the systems are being used to help you visualize what you might be traveling like in your camper van, whether you have one now or you have one down the road. So the fridge is down here under in the bottom of the cabinet, which is fine. Here's the chicken, rice, peas I've already been thawing. We got a little bit of butter for the peas and teriyaki sauce. What's cool is this particular galley has enough space that you can have a convection bake broil microwave, which is super great. Right, while that warms up, I do have a small confession to make, and that is I've always kind of poo-pooed this floor plan. That'd be the galley behind the driver's seat, 2 twin beds, and a rear bath. Why? Because to me, it kind of seemed like you were dragging your bedroom around. But after having spent many hours now in this space, I understand why this is the most popular selling floor plan. It's very open up here. And while it does not have a permanent table, which I'm so accustomed to, I'm finding the space very functional. In fact, it has a little bit of a airplane style table right here. So if you need more, get my leg out of the way. There we go. Oh my God. Space to make a meal, or you want to eat here, your spouse can eat over there. This is available, which is pretty nice. And again, one thing that's super important in the camper van space is just making sure that every nook and cranny of space has been utilized and is functional. Cheers. So I think the best way to do this is if your spouse is here, I'm going to do it like this. After dinner, we're going to watch a movie on the TV. I'm going to get my night clothes on and maybe have a nightcap. And that will call it a wrap on this evening. We'll give you a report out in the morning on how this went. But so far, I'm really, really enjoying this 59K floor plan. No wonder it's so popular. With cleanup done, let's kill some lights. You having fun? I am. This is really great. Good morning indeed. What a great experience. Vastly different than I am used to. And I like it a lot. It's amazing how much bigger this van feels than mine because it's one open style great room. Good morning. Let's put things away. Now it's a good morning. Feels much better getting all cleaned up and dressed up for you. Let's have a little coffee here, and I'm going to make a little breakfast. Nothing like hot coffee on a cold morning. It's actually 34 degrees here in Gainesville, Florida. And again, we want to give a big shout out to Sunshine State RVs that lent me this 2025 Winnebago Travato 59K for the day, night, and morning. So here's my impressions of this floor plan. I'm actually very pleasantly surprised. I didn't think I would like it, and I was totally wrong. And this is why we do these things, is to help me change my perspective and maybe help you understand your perspective on the floor plan and whether or not it works for me. The bed was very comfortable. It is on the firm side. It's also narrow. I'm used to a much wider bed, 4 feet wide. This is 20, what did we say, 26, 28 inches. So I would not be having king size pillows on this bed because I found it to be way oversized for the bed. I was also a little surprised that having the bed kind of midship, I felt like I would be in a fishbowl, and with the blinds closed, I did not get that feeling at all. And I was very surprised pleasantly that I slept really well overnight. The windows just kind of defy gravity. Again, I'm not used to this experience, being able to see out from all angles. I can't see out the back, but that's probably okay because you have all of this nearly 320 degrees of vantage point. I think the galley is sized right for the van. Congratulations, Winnebago. It's wider than mine. It's longer than mine. And it's really compact. They've got a lot going on here that I really like. One thing that was interesting to me is the fridge. I'm used to a really large fridge. So in my freezer, which is underneath the refrigerator, I can put 4 7-pound bags of ice. You can definitely not do that in this. But I thought the placement and size was going to be a problem. I think I could actually live with a fridge this size in this kind of a placement, if that's one of the concessions I have to make to have this open style great room experience. And this was one of my non-negotiables, a really large fridge. So that now has been taken off the table. I really enjoyed the convection microwave. There's a counter extension if we need it, if you're using the sink and the cooktop at the same time. I really do like these extra few inches in the back. So again, I think it's just wide enough to be really functional, and but not oversized, not undersized for the size of the vehicle. This Ram Track basket up here is nice. I would like to see it actually a little taller, meaning the basket comes down a few more inches. This, I think, is it's hard, kind of difficult-ish to get things in and out. You're going to bounce your bottom of the cabinet. I like the color scheme a lot, and the bathroom is again kind of right-sized. Mine's a little larger, but I think that is a very functional bathroom. The other thing that kind of irritates me is really not so much the lagoon table, which is what you're sitting at, is this lagoon table mount. Fussing with dinner last night, I found this mount to be really in the wrong place. I think it needs to be moved this direction, probably at least a foot, maybe even 18 inches. Why? Because when the poles here, the table hits this, you're kind of in an awkward seating position. And if you're trying to sit and have a meal or work, it was not in the right position from the mount point. So if I was to have this as a personal vehicle, I would take that mount and I would move it 18 inches so it's here, and then the table can move like this. And I think for two people to have a meal together would be much more practical than where this is. I would love to know why Winnebago puts it there. The heat overnight, this is kind of interesting. Let me show you this. So I originally had it on the electric mode using the electric elements in the furnace. The challenge was, because I didn't close up these windows, probably had some effect on it, but when it got below 40 degrees last night, the electric elements were not keeping up with the demand for heat to make it comfortable in here. So what I did is I got up and I turned it on propane, which it is on now. You can see that, gas. And this is dramatically warmer. It's nice and toasty in here. I have the fan speed on high. So my experience and recommendation I'll share with you is, if you're on plugged into shore power number 1 and you are needing more heat than the electric currents, electric elements can provide, is use your propane, because that will provide you with really comfortable interior comfort. So we're gonna have Greek yogurts, some pineapple, and some honey. All right, I'm gonna finish breakfast, do a little bit of work. Oh, guests, special guests. Well, good morning.
Hi.
What a treat to find Frisco tea.
Yeah.
Come on in. Welcome to my tiny home.
Oh, wow.
It's
a studio apartment.
It
in
is
here.
a studio apartment, and it's so true. It's well, come on in. We'll close the door.
Yeah.
I think it's warmed up to 38 now.
Yeah.
Here in Gainesville, it's pretty chilly. So if you don't know, folks, this is Teresa. I call her Frisco Tea. She's been in a Beyond for some time.
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years, and now you are in a
Nouveau Light.
Nouveau Light. So that's great.
About a month and a half now.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you loving it or what?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. It's vastly different, because you had
It is really different.
galley over here, bathroom over here, sofa bed.
Yeah, sofa bed that I removed, and yeah.
So we invited Teresa over this morning just to, she's done some modifications to her Beyond, and as a solo traveler, 90% of the time, like me, there's some things I want to change in here, and I thought we'd just take a few minutes and just kind of walk through some of that.
Yeah.
Let me have you sit here.
All right.
I won't spill anything. Cheers. Good morning.
Yeah, salute.
Teresa's a solo traveler, as am I most of the time, and my complaint about this floor plan, which was really not justified, it turns out, is dragging my bed around.
Yeah.
Your bed is always visible. I don't need this one. So I could deal with this one. This one's a little bit longer, as you can see. So this would be my bed. I'll probably just leave a sheet on it, but not much else. But I was kind of thinking, Teresa, that this could be really reconfigured. And you've kind of done some of this with your rig. So let's see if we can put this over here. The bed spring thing, not bad, right? And we eventually this comes all the way out. You can fill this in, which is a huge.
Does this one have one as well?
It doesn't, but this would snap on.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And then you can put the cushions here. It does have seat belts, 2 lap belts, which is pretty cool. But again, if this was my space, I think what I'd do, and I want your opinion because you've kind of done this, is take this space, which is pretty cavernous. Now it's got some systems and what have you in here, the Truma furnace. So you can't go underneath it, really.
Right.
There's a little bit here. But if I was to have this as a personal unit, I'd probably put like a little bookshelf thing here to kind of separate these spaces visually, and it would give you some additional storage this way. I'd probably put in like a lifting standing desk.
Yeah. You could do what I would do. Yeah. Do like a desk, a standing desk, or, a desk that can go up and down so you can change it how you want it.
Right.
And then maybe, since you can't take, from here down, you can't remove because of the components. So maybe give yourself, you could probably even come up to about maybe this, what is that, 8 inches, 10 inches?
From this point? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you could have some drawers in there for a little extra storage.
Like this.
Yeah. Because your standing desk is going to come up about this height.
Yeah.
So you want to give yourself maybe, I don't know, from about here. I'm trying to think, because if you were to sit here and work.
Right.
But then the option of standing. So you want to give yourself a little bit of room where that desk can go up and down.
Yeah.
But then have storage underneath it.
Right. That's cool. But I think
and you could like store your laptops, your
laptop.
Yeah.
Maybe if I go back to playing the guitar.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I definitely wallpaper this.
Yeah.
With some of that stick, peel and stick removable, just to give it some contrast. But I think this is really valuable space for a solo traveler to really get creative. Standing desk, maybe a big computer set up here.
Yep.
Right. So if you're really full time.
I've seen people put like their monitors on a bracket, so they don't have to keep taking them out and putting them away.
I
and
see.
all that.
Like this one, it's on a
something
mount,
like that. Yeah,
really great.
The Coachman Rally, they had a Beyond there, Rear Bath Beyond, and I spent a lot of time in it. I was actually considering switching over to that one just because it is a more functional of those floor plans that are popular. It's more functional.
Yeah.
Like we were talking, it's kind of, you have to think about, this is more of a studio apartment effect. Your bedroom is in your living room, right? Which they're vans. I mean, there's only so much you can do, right? But, like with our floor plans now, it's like we have a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
And which is a weird concept to think.
Spaces,
very
right?
distinct spaces.
Very distinct spaces. And it doesn't have this open feeling, but
that is the trade-off. Like now you have windows on both sides. I mean,
it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I have to admit. One thing that was kind of I was worried about is kind of feel like I'm in a fishbowl.
Mm-hmm.
I did close these screens last night, and it felt very cozy. This one too, and the door, I left that open, but I didn't get this fishbowl feeling at all. I rarely cover up my cab windows and the windshield. But I was surprised. I expected to feel like I was in a cave.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the case at all.
Like for 2 people too, I think this is a good space.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we're on top of each, like, get out of my way.
Right.
Where I will say, and you know how I feel about the couches in the back. Everybody knows how I feel about that.
Not so great.
But it is really hard with 2 people in there, I find.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's a lot of people that do it, but there is a lot of van life shuffle going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And this space up here is very open.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't do anything up there. I think it's just right. But well, thanks again.
Yeah.
So what's your YouTube channel?
Beyond the Fern.
Beyond the Fern. And what's your new van name?
Freebird.
Freebird. So hit up Teresa. Your channel's growing like crazy, which is great. And okay, so that's the end of this video. We'd like to say, get your journey on. If you haven't started already, peace be with you. Words of wisdom.
Don't let anything stop you.
Don't let anything stop you.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom from a solo female traveler and a solo male traveler.
Yep.
Thank you for watching. Appreciate it.